Oh,
You have to click
yes,
the button
right.
on the Go
Yes,
YouTube
yes, I
Studio
see it.
page.
Thank you. I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
Alright.
Okay, now we're live. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for helping. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I already scheduled it. My socials. Usually this time we should have at least a couple of people. I'm not a gaming channel, so I don't really know.
Yeah, let me just send it to a couple of my friends real quick.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
That rain is really loud.
I don't hear anything, if that's anything.
I know, it's just these windows are not perfectly airtight, so there might be some water getting on during the... It's not about the sound, yeah.
Man.
Oof, that's bad. Okay. I hope this doesn't affect the stream too much.
Me too. Well, what can you do? You should show me your screen.
I'm doing that already.
You are?
Yep, you gotta click.
Is it just Discord being weird?
I'll try it.
Okay, I see it now.
Oh.
Yeah, no problem. It was Discord
Okay.
being weird. Okay.
Alright. Oof. Great! Ace Attorney! Thanks, Flug. Okay.
Oh, hi!
It's
Hi.
raining really hard here. I hope that's not going to be too much sound disturbance. Let me know if it starts to affect the quality of the stream. Because that is
Hi,
really
Arbor.
loud.
And hi, Drew.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is that the rain? Because now I can kind of hear it.
The tree in front of my house looks like it's going to blow over.
Shit.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna... Okay, you were Ryunosuke, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I was everyone else? Okay, cool.
Pretty much.
Alright.
I think the rain is kind of... Yeah, it's there.
There's nothing I could do. I'm cutting out. Do you hear me?
Are you?
I don't... Am I?
I hear you just fine. Yeah, the rain is kind of... Hold on. Yeah. No, I don't think it's you.
Okay.
I can hear you on the playback perfectly. Okay, let's go. Let's just go.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was. That young man that young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed. Alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black-clad uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out.
What do you think, Ryunosuke?
Oh.
What's the matter?
I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No.
Listen, the first thing to do is calm down. You can't expect witness statements to be full of holes every time. So just take your time and try to tease more information out of them first. He is a droopy guy. Should I be doing the droopy voice instead, Petey?
Who's that about?
The old man. Looks like Droopy.
No, I like her voice. What do you mean?
You can choose to either press or present against each of the witness statements. If a witness is saying something you're suspicious about, press him on it with Q. With a little...
What the hell is a Q?
Yeah, well, it's like, Q?
How are you saying that with your mouth?
Q? You mean the Greek letter? I don't use the Greek alphabet, dude. With a little luck, you may get more details, which could prove to be crucial.
Right, I see.
More like, I see. The important point is, there's no sense in holding back. If anything even slightly jars with you, press the witnesses on it and press them hard.
Alright, got it. I'll press them like blocks of tofu.
I think you're preparing tofu wrong, dude.
No, but like, you're supposed to press tofu to get the excess water out of it.
That would
Otherwise it's
explain...
gonna fall apart.
That actually explains why I'm so bad at cooking tofu.
Charlie!
I don't cook it that often. It was like...
I mean, it's fine to use it either way. It's just, if you're gonna like fry it, then it's better
That's really...
to
Okay,
press the
got
water
it.
out of it.
Imagine the letter Q in your head. It is a powerful symbol, says PD.
Phoenix. Think out of the queue.
Yeah.
The professor wasn't alone in the restaurant, I'm sure of it. And one way or another, this cross-examination is going to prove I'm right.
I just realized there's a lot of Russian characters in the next case.
Yeah.
I love this
There
face
is.
so much.
It's so goofy. It's time to press them for all they're worth. My fate depends on it.
On range of how well they're able to mask their anxiety from best at it to worst at it. Phoenix, Apollo, Ryunosuke.
Yeah.
Apollo has some tells and people can figure out he's nervous. Ryunosuke has no way of hiding it. No strategy to pretend he's confident.
Just a boy.
Just a little boy.
Just a little boy.
Alright, so we're gonna press everything.
Yes!
Hi.
Yeah, I don't like that they removed height. I think that's so much better than yes.
Right? I also like the fan translations of Sir. Like, that also had some nice...
Yeah, I
ring
like
to it.
that.
Nice sound to it.
When we streamed the fan translation, every time Ryunosuke would go, "Hi!" I would go, "Yes, hello, Ryunosuke."
No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun.
We have a difference of opinion on that! The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet!
I don't think so.
I'm happy with my voice for this guy, too.
Consider this, defendant! Just a moment ago, I blinked.
Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink?
How could I?
And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it.
How what?
It. Tension! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving a gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you?
Bark, 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 bark.
And then Kazuma's like, "Down, boy."
And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Korecuta-san?
I love how he's shaking like a chihuahua.
His earlobes jiggle. Earlobe jiggle physics.
So good.
Yes!
Hi!
Hi.
Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point of time. But I've told you already. That's only because I picked up it off the floor.
Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away.
I had just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when...
I'm really good at voicing Ace Attorney characters. They should just officially cast me as, like, all of them.
You're so good. You make these streams so fun.
Aw, thank you.
I noticed... Oh, you're welcome. I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet,
I
so I
forgot
picked
that
it
they
up.
changed Watson to Wilson.
Yeah, it's so goofy. It just doesn't feel the same. And at exactly that moment...
But I love the fact that Phoenix compares himself to Sherlock Holmes in one of the trilogy games, which now retroactively means he got a historical figure's name wrong. Maya is like, who the fuck is Sherlock? Do you mean Herlock? Did you mean to say Herlock? Did you just get Sherlock Holmes' name wrong, Nick? It's like, shut up.
Somehow it's still in character, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I know. Everything that accidentally gets added about Phoenix's character still fits. Like, the reason he has a bicycle in the Japanese version instead of a car is because, you know, he is not independently wealthy. But yeah, I'm all of them. I'm the whole cast of the film. But in America, living in LA and not having a car is really pathetic, and it makes Phoenix so much more baby.
Bang! A gunshot rang in my ears.
And I love you as Ryunosuke, because just an anxious little man.
Is that me?
Yeah, it's you. Just a very nervous little person.
That's true. That's me.
Full of events beyond our control, life is.
Sorry? What do you mean?
I'm just gonna do one as Droopy here, real quick.
Okay.
In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up.
There we go.
Which precipitated this testing predicament.
I completely forgot what voice Derby had.
Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the koban from the floor and I find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner.
Yes!
Hi.
Hi! You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was lady there.
Objection! Objection! As you have been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Arr!
Arr. If only there had been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. It just means they would have more people to bribe.
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant.
I know. Of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect.
Oh, let me invite Danny. He loves Ace Attorney.
Oh, is she
No, him.
there?
He.
Oh, Danny?
Danny.
Different?
Danny Kramer
Ah.
from Pokemon.
Sure.
I don't
More
remember.
the merrier.
I don't
Cause
remember.
like doing all of the voices.
Oh, I meant to the chat, but I couldn't find him to the...
Oh, to the chat.
No, I'm having a great time doing all the voices. I don't remember what I
Okay.
did for this judge, though. Were you the judge? Or no?
I don't think I was.
Okay, I'm just gonna do what I do for the,
Yeah.
Japanifornia judge, then. Which is Gandalf.
Certainly. 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
There was?
I was thinking, when you accidentally messaged the group chat with Claire the other day, instead of
Yeah.
just messaging Claire, I was like, oh, the 3 of us should stream together again at some point.
So true, but like, you should get a capture card.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
So we could stream the New Horizons.
Oh yeah, well I would need to get a new Switch as well. I have a Lite, which doesn't have output.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe I'll get it. But like, yeah, I was just talking to how I should probably like give up on doing gaming streams alone. So I don't really know how much use I would have for it.
I
like,
like doing gaming.
Bottom line is, when I move, I could take it with me, and then I could just give it to you, together with my Switch.
Well, I can acquire. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about later. It's not
Yeah,
for this
yeah.
stream.
I'm also about to I'm also about to have a full-time job for the first time in my life.
It's true, but there's like a lot of stuff that's above the capture card, I think.
Yes, but I can write off the capture card on my taxes in a way I can't do with other things. So
True,
anything I
true.
spend on video equipment, I will make back in April, and anything I spend on anything else, I will never see again.
I see. Then you're right. Okay, let's go.
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
What a clinic? Yes, it would indeed appear to be an whoops. Yes, it would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m.
Huh. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. Take that, IRS! Maya's burgers are a work expense because I can't run my law office without Maya, and Maya doesn't show up if I don't promise burgers. Therefore,
Yeah, he ties the burger on a stick like a carrot for a horse and just dangles it in front of her.
I run a law office. I pay my paralegal in burgers. I own my own business. The burgers are how I am getting additional staff. That is a work expense, baby!
Boom.
The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it's also really funny that Phoenix had to go from his first day as a lawyer to owning his own firm. Like
That's so true.
like that. He could have like not paid the rent on Mia's firm and ran law services out of his apartment and saved money, but I think he felt guilty giving up Mia's office. He's like, I can't. What? Then where would Charlie go? No.
You know, I never really thought about it. I wonder how it worked. Like, how did it all work with the rent and stuff in the firm? Because it sure as hell wasn't registered on Phoenix's name.
Yeah, I think, I don't know.
I know.
Maybe it
They're
was-
not real.
Maybe it
But
was because he was on Mia's payroll, it was easier for him to get it transferred into his
Perhaps.
name.
Perhaps. Are you messaging the video again?
I was messaging Ian because I'm realizing the judge is hurting my throat because my voice isn't that deep.
Ah, well, yeah, you're free to invite anyone you feel might
I
make
wonder,
it better.
what do you think, Ryunosuke?
Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really.
Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful.
Yes.
Yes!
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 I love when he raises his hand. I'm sure that has some different connotation in Japan, but in America, that is exclusively a gesture used by school children who want to ask the teacher a question.
Yeah, that's what I think of. I actually have no idea if it does.
Okay.
Actually, wouldn't it be the same thing? He is a student.
I know,
Kind
but it's
of,
also
isn't he?
so childish, and it makes
It
him so
is.
cute, and I love
Okay.
it.
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency. On what grounds? I want Ryunosuke to accidentally call the judge Your Majesty.
Wouldn't that be Herlick Sholmes doing that?
Oh, that's also good.
The court. Wait.
The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection! Shut the fuck up! Look at Ryunosuke!
What the hell are you doing, Kazuo?
Ah! Oh, sorry. I didn't read that. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
Teacher, may I submit evidence?
I beg your pardon?
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. I think I'm gonna come up with a new voice for the judge, because that's the one that's hurting.
Okay.
Alright, here's the new one. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend.
This is
You stupid kids and your human rights.
this is such a good quote.
Hi, Jennifer. Welcome to the stream. Sorry I haven't been welcoming everyone.
Hi,
Thank you,
Jen.
everyone,
Hi,
for
Ian.
coming.
Permission to come
Ian.
aboard. Wait, you mistyped permission to come aboard as Persimmons to come aboard. Persimmons granted, Ian.
That's so funny. Persimmons granted. Hi, Violet. Thank you for coming, my beloved.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record.
Why is it Will?
Cause Gandalf hurt my throat.
I know, but like, why is it specifically Will?
Cause it's a similar accent, but higher pitched. Also, I just love doing Will's voice.
Yeah, it is really good. Just kind of goofy with this character.
I know, it doesn't fit. I'm probably, if there was a bigger cast, I wouldn't be the judge.
Yeah.
What we need right now is new clues. You love your new... Thank you, Day! We have to explore things
Wow,
from...
I love what you've done with the place.
We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
Right, I hear you.
Huh. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like.
He's not here yet, Violet. Next case. I'm so
Yeah, we're-
freaking excited to voice him.
Yeah, we're still in the beginning.
Any excuse to use Will Turner's voice is a good excuse. It's definitely gonna fit a lot more characters down the line, so don't at me if like 3 different people in London have this voice.
That's fine.
Oh, whoops. This is the only game I've purchased that doesn't lag when I enter another window. In fact, that's why I keep accidentally missing text, because I'm checking Discord.
Ah, I see. Everybody's will.
You can... Where there's a will, there's a will. There's a will, there's a will, there's a will, there's a will.
Are
There's
there
a
any
will.
more wills I should know about?
Meow! My favorite description of Will Turner is from the series Pitch Meeting on Screen Junkies, where after the time skip in Curse of the Black Pearl, when Will is no longer a child and is played by Orlando Bloom, the executive says, "What's he like now?" And the creative says, "Oh, well, he's always walking around saying things like, Elizabeth!" Which is absolutely 100% true. He is always walking around saying things like, Elizabeth! Huh. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Will is such a nice young piece of driftwood, says Ian. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korakuta-san. Also, I've been giving all of the Japanese people British accents, because I'm not giving them British accents. That is not my intention.
Oh?
I mean, I'm not giving them Japanese accents because I'm not supposed to do Japanese accents.
Oh yeah, so I was watching Miraculous Ladybug. Usually I watch it in French with English subtitles because that's how I like it, but
Because the English
I couldn't
dub is
find-
really bad.
It's not that bad, I just prefer, because they live in Paris. Why don't they speak English? Anyway.
I didn't like the English dub. I'm glad you don't think it's so bad.
But one episode out of the new season I couldn't find anywhere French with subtitles, so I watched it in English. And yeah, so they live in Paris, so like most of them are French. And then the rich girl's butler is like the only one with a French accent. What the hell does that mean? What sense does it make? They're literally in France, in Paris.
The same happens in Beauty and the Beast, where only the candlestick has
That's so stupid. Oh my god.
Yeah. Or what am I thinking about? There's another one. Oh, I love the So Monkey Island takes place while the English were colonizing America. And just like some characters have British accents and some characters have American accents, and it's like, well, wait. No? I don't know. There's no point in bringing any history into it. But basically, the current British accent was made up. That was completely a fabrication to flex wealth. And the current American accent is way closer to the original British accent, since people who moved here were not exposed to England learning the new accent.
Yeah, so I heard. It's kind of the same thing that happened with French in Canada.
Mm-hmm. So the French Canadian is closer to the French accent? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Those are both very countries that love proving who is rich and who isn't.
Yeah. Yum, steak.
Sorry, I'm cleaning something out of my keyboard and it keeps pressing the... Alright. Present.
Yes!
Oh, that wasn't it, was it? Do you want me to just...
Well, what about that last statement made by the witness? No. Death.
It seems perfectly reasonable to me.
Your Honor, League of Legends.
Death! Death! Nia.
I mean, if it's not right, what's the
Okay.
point of reading? It's just the same text. Death.
Well, we haven't seen the text yet. I can't skip it, which means this is our first time reading it.
Oh, okay.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining by himself.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes. What if he said it like?
Yes.
What if he said it like? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does not sound like that. I'm sorry.
The other day, I kept for whatever reason I remembered back to the Bubsy dub, where I was Bubsy and you were Bubsy's girlfriend, and I kept making puns off of Nya, and you said and then one of your first lines is I'm a cat too, and I don't say this shit. Oh, for those who don't have context, I created Real-Time Fandub. Hi. French bumpkin. Wait. So, French. Doesn't matter. Never mind. Doesn't work. Okay, keep reading.
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you?
Uh-oh, I'm under arrest.
Oh no! For what? What did you do?
Just kidding, it's an ambulance that is going away from the hospital.
The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone.
Jiggles vibrates furiously.
That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in.
Oh yeah, PD is from the French-most part of Canada.
Cool.
But I don't think you... Didn't you say you were excited to have a teacher that's French was as bad as yours? I think I remembered you saying something like that. So is your first language English? So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? Lupin versus Sherlock Holmes. And let us not forget, one time, I don't remember why, but Sim sent me the Lupin blooper reel.
Oh.
And I really like the character design and the voice. I want to watch more of it. And I want to voice him in something at some point. And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one.
No.
The antique dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why?
If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea.
You live in the most English enclave of the Frenchest part of Canada. Amazing. Alright.
Yes!
Why aren't you telling the truth?
What did you say, cadet?
I clearly remember.
You're right that they would be learning British English, so their English accents would be close. Their accent must be. But I am doing like lower class English for the soldier, which is not something they teach you in school.
There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might have not noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible.
Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these 2 witnesses alone.
Sorry?
The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He said that the victim was alone.
That's right.
Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady.
But I...
If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time.
There's nothing I can say to that.
Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now.
Oh, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light.
I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before.
Oh, you mean this?
Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
How exactly?
You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Hey, Kay!
Hi, Kay! Good to see you here.
Press space and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. How many subscribers do you have now, Nia?
I have one.
Oh, you have
2,
one? Whoa!
3.
You're gonna count? Okay.
Yeah, I have 1,115.
Cool. Use up, left, down, right.
But they sure as hell do not watch me for Phoenix Wright or gaming.
No, I know. I just wanted to celebrate.
Yeah, you have such good friends. Like, you have so many friends in the chat.
Well, I think... With the exception of Ian and D, all of them know me because they like watching my stuff and then have met me since then. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using WAST.
What does that mean?
Having a panic attack when his boyfriend keeps saying random Greek letters for no reason. Q! Q, Naruhodo! Ah, what about Q? Is this an English test? You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that you may have missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, is a sentence I had to say. I think pulsate's not the best word there. Also, how is your bandana blowing? Press space to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. The way these two are written, it's like Shutakumi is like, huh, a lot of people think that Phoenix and Edgeworth are dating. I should just lean into this for the Phoenix and Edgeworth types and the...
Boy best friend.
So, partner, wink, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Asogia transcends natural wind.
There's just an invisible fan in
No, there's a little mini fan taped to the back of his neck that we can't see because he's turned towards us.
He just likes to be dramatic.
That is very much not a bandana. I'm sorry, I don't know the term for it.
Isn't it? I mean, I know the bandana that covers the whole head, but also this is like I heard it many times being called a bandana.
There might be like a Japanese term for it that's more accurate.
Perhaps.
I need... Can you read this?
I need to use up, left, down, right, west, and space to inspect any areas of the evidence that look suspicious. The tiny space.
Whoa!
It says Hada Clink on this medical report card. What the? Like the hottie from the other games?
Mm-hmm. Hada, yep.
I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Okay, kid.
Aren't they all the same?
Oh. When I was 5, I caught the only cold I have ever had in my life.
This is how you know he's not Phoenix, because Phoenix has a
Okay,
cold all the
bandana
time.
is called Hachimaki. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Ugh. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. I can't believe Ryunosuke is anti-vax now.
Oh no! Most people would give their right arm to have only had one cold in their entire life. Anyway.
Pro-vax Kazuma and anti-vax Ryunosuke.
Hey Ryunosuke, if you're gonna get on a boat to England, probably get a few vaccines first.
Sheesh.
They sure got some good ones there. Smallpox, that's a good one.
Yep.
You know, most of the indigenous peoples of the New World did not die by murder outright, but instead by exposure to British germs.
How nice.
Yep. And then, of course, a lot of them were also murder. But it's like 60-40. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Okay. And then we do the arrow keys as well. Woo!
Woo! Medical report party.
And Kazuma and Ryunosuke are just doing this, and everyone in the courtroom is staring at them as they're playing with the evidence.
Dentist. It looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago.
It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With a family doctor, I imagine.
Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting.
Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So, you don't like doctors then?
Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections.
This isn't.
Yeah,
This isn't to make him sound like a conspiracy theorist. It's to make him sound like a baby.
Yeah,
but
he's just a boy.
Since this was written, a bunch of weird stuff has happened.
And then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege, all when you're at your lowest ebb.
You sound like a model patient, with a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is very... achievement unlocked! Healthy curiosity! Very bitter medicine indeed.
Yes, bully Ryunosuke into taking meds. Wish.
Yeah, look, if you can comfortably live in Japan your whole life with only getting a cold once, you're probably fine in Japan. You are going to another country, Ryunosuke. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Oh, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia.
Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out?
I love him, he's so dumb. Certified morosexual Kazuma.
Cute.
It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Maybe they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain release.
Yes, I've heard of this. Anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain.
To be frank, at this point, Ryu isn't aware he's shipping out to England. Got it. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. But I bet a couple times Kazuma was like, hey, what if when I made my trip to England, I hid you in the closet in my cabin on the boat? Haha, just kidding. Unless...
Pointing fingers together.
Pointing... holds his katana shyly. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed.
Really?
Yeah. Sounds like information worth bearing in mind.
With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes.
So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you?
Definitely.
I got it.
Get him! Get him!
You've probably heard me talk about this on the podcast, but the guy who shows up and only says get him, and rarely anything else in Season 1, is the most famous person on the staff.
What?
Yeah, so that's Will Forte. He was an SNL cast member. He's also Abe from Clone High. That was his breakout role. Well, no, those happened at around the same time. But, no, yeah, he starred in many movies, like more than even the people they were treating as guest stars. And
It just makes it more funny.
The goal was he had agreed to do additional voices, so they kept auditioning him as every character of the day, and he never fit any of them. Which is why in Season 2, Tyler, the guy who says get him, becomes a major character.
See?
They're like, we cannot find a second character that Will Forte fits. So we're just gonna make the one character he has voiced the mayor now.
That's so funny.
Alright, which statement? Okay. Dining. It would be dining.
Yes!
Hi!
Teacher, I have a question.
Well, I think,
Yes, he
Is
did
that right?
reprise his role as Abe Lincoln in the Lego movie. Although he's using his Abe Lincoln voice, not his clone Abe voice. There are a couple times where the actual Abe Lincoln that Abe is cloned from shows up, and he does a more stoic voice and less of a pathetic moron.
About what are you wittering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
No, sir! I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused.
Ryunosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Well, everyone else. I never have and never will. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks, Kazuma.
I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully.
Just say you're in love with me, damn.
I know. He's teetering the edge of it.
He's the one who's teasing here.
Yeah, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Also, you have a tight ass.
Thank you.
Ever do the theater episodes? I don't remember what we were talking about. Don't feel you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking.
Alright, and thanks for the advice.
And then
for saying my ass looks great.
and then he blows a kiss.
Oh. Correcta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim.
Correcta-san? Got it. Okay.
Ah, I see. And? I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up.
It makes a much lighter noise when he slams the desk than when Phoenix does it.
He's just a puppy.
When Phoenix does it, it's like BANG! When he does it, it's like...
Bang!
It's like... It's like...
Yeah, just slapping.
Objection!
And Kazuma also does it pretty loudly with his fist.
You can hit harder than that, Ryunosuke! Like this? That was better! Good job!
Dear me, dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur?
Sorry, what?
He is able to hit the desk with a fan louder than Ryunosuke is with his hands.
To be fair, it is wood.
Yeah, but it's...
Wood on wood is pretty loud.
You're right.
Oh yeah, God, that just uncovered a memory. So when I was in high school, my art teacher had these, you know, like decorated spoons, wooden spoons with like traditional Russian painting stuff on them. And when we were being little shits, she would bang them on the table, and that was like one of the loudest noises I've ever heard in my life. So like, do not, like, this is really, really loud in real life. Such a weird memory just popped into my mind.
Yeah. My friend Dave just tweeted, "Very cool of YouTube to wait until after I already queue a video premiere and leave my computer for the day for my anniversary celebration to tell me that the video is blocked worldwide for using a few too many seconds of the cartoon nobody likes."
What the hell? What cartoon was it?
I don't know. I didn't watch the video, but I said, "Glad to hear YouTube." I replied, "Yay! Glad to hear YouTube hasn't changed at all."
Typical YouTube.
You are not to... And then all of a sudden the stream goes down. You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel.
But...
No! No! No!
But...
No! No! Bad lawyer!
Oh.
Let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon, as opposed to 2 p.m. in the morning, when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant.
Grr, bark, 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 bark. But that's
Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. And just
I
point.
love how he understands.
Do you like...
Just point.
Do you like my Kazuma voice?
I do, although I do think he could be a little bit more beach than...
A little more what?
Yeah, he could, like, more of a typical pretty boy.
Okay.
That's what he is. Like,
Yeah, you
a
got
little
it.
bit lower. Not lower, higher perhaps?
Yeah.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here.
I do also, of course, even though they're not going to show up in the same case, have to distinguish it from my, Sherlock.
There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no...
Oh my god, it is so windy out. Sorry.
It's fucking windy. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that?
Well, that outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hotta Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
Oh!
Oh,
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted.
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating.
Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat. So what?
It's all written up here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
Great job pronouncing those words. I'm proud of you.
What?
Thank you.
No, that can't.
Correcta-san!
What, boy? What?
As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally, I love that Kazuma just told him there's no need for fancy words, and here he is saying additionally and furthermore and shit.
There's more?
You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone.
There, he hit the desk hard there.
But that cannot possibly be the case,
Eh?
because the victim, as we know now, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic.
Ah!
Expertly done, partner.
Wink.
Smacks his ass.
Objection! What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection! Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you!
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke?
Oh, what a turn of events! What a turnabout!
Yeah, wow, there
Yes,
was really
most definitely.
a turnabout in this courtroom, huh? A Gyakuten in this Saiban.
Fuck you. On Gyakuten's your Saiban.
You. This is you.
I read this.
Oh, okay. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Baseless. Oh no, they're quite based. Well, your accusations are cringe.
Ryunosuke, if loving you is cringe, I don't want to be based.
Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beefsteak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel?
Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it?
There's a TV show I really like called Wet Hot American Summer First Day of Camp. And it's about a bunch of camp counselors. And there's a scene where they have to go to court. And so the judge says to the lawyer, "Counselor, please rise." And so everyone from the camp at the trial stands up and he goes, "No, I meant the lawyer!" Because both counselor means both the person in charge of the kids at a camp and a lawyer.
That's such a goofy premise for a show.
It's a really goofy show. You would really like it. It's a prequel to a movie that you have to watch to understand it. I'll watch them with you
Okay.
sometime.
Cool.
Your judge voice almost sounds like Cam Clark, Liquid Snake. That's hilarious. Alright, the answer to this question is gonna be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. The whole show doesn't take place at court. It's just that the main premise is that, well, it takes place in the 80s, and Ronald Reagan, who is just played as a supervillain with no nuance to him at all, making it the most canonical portrayal of Ronald Reagan in media.
Wow.
Ronald Reagan has been secretly dumping toxic waste on this camp, and so the camp has to sue the government.
Man.
You would love the way Ronald Reagan is written in this show, because it's clear no one writing the show has any sympathy for him at all. They're like, no, he's a piece of shit.
That's right.
Yeah, he's just written as a supervillain, and the guy who plays him does a really good Reagan impression, which makes it even funnier.
That's so cool.
This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of.
Got it. So,
Maybe Cam Clark's Liquid Snake voice is also an Orlando Bloom impression. I think when that game came out, Lord of the Rings was pretty popular.
why is one of the options me?
Me!
I was eating the steak. It was me all along. Slam. Obviously, you don't own an air fryer.
Sorry, I clicked into Discord and forgot that counts as clicking on the game. Well, Oliver Cromwell. Wet Hot American Summer is great, Jen! Now I want to rewatch it.
We should just watch it together.
Yes. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such... Oh, it's also an incredibly Jewish series.
Cool.
It is never directly stated, but it is heavily implied that there is not one Goyim attending the camp.
Oh.
Although, Coop, the main character, when he starts dating this girl, he calls his parents to say he's met a girl, and he's on the phone and he goes, "What? No, I don't think so. Well, she does have a big nose." So when he was like, "I'm dating someone," his dad is like, "Is she Jewish?" Which is a real thing that happens. I remember when I told my grandma that Amanda and I broke up, she cried.
Yeah, I remember that.
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
There was, because I saw her.
When the incident occurred, we know the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have... Oh, did you know that Shelby's mom was born in New Jersey and was raised Jewish?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the story of you, like,
Yeah. My mom was born. My mom was born in... Yes.
To the opposite place.
Yeah, Shelby was born in South Carolina to a mother born in New Jersey, and I was born in New Jersey to a mother born in South Carolina.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Shelby's mother is very, very devoutly Christian now and has a very thick Southern accent. So when she told me my mom was raised Jewish and born and raised in New Jersey, I was like, no, she wasn't. And I was like, I described it at some point that it was almost creepy that she had assimilated into Christianity and the Southern accent that much, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And Shelby was like, yeah, no, yep. So Shelby really connects with her Jewish heritage, but doesn't know a whole lot about it because her mom has basically just been brainwashed. So Shelby likes when I teach her. And Shelby was a big fan of Wet Hot American Summer and didn't know enough about Jewish culture to get the implications that every single character was Jewish. So when I told her that, she got so excited.
Oh, yeah, I like learning new stuff about it too.
Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, The only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. Coop also lies about Katie's last name. Yes, and then when he's telling Katie that you know, he's okay with all her imperfections, one of the things he lists is, "I don't care that you're always late for shul." I don't know why he would know that she attends shul and yet not know how to answer his father's question if she's Jewish, other than that they were writing the movie as they went. And so the first scene sometimes contradicts the last scene. Mostly in tone. I think they realized it was just completely a comedy and there were no rules to the universe by the end of the film. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial. Relentlessly.
Kazuma?
Are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand.
What?
What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury.
Perjury?
And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Complicit? In murder?
No!
No!
Hold it! Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting.
I love the baby's face.
Yeah.
Oh, me and you remember Coin Kid, the server that the admins made?
Mm-hmm.
They have been playing the Ace Attorney games together for the past year. And they're starting Layton, the Layton crossover, which I haven't played, and they're like, "Hey, Charlie!"
Yes. Also let me in. Let
Okay.
me in now. I'm banging on the doors.
Okay, it's usually when you're asleep, but I'll talk to them. But they're like, "Hey, Charlie, if you show up, you get to be Phoenix the entire time you're there." And they use that to lure me into joining them.
I was just following orders.
I took it as Coop knew Katie wasn't Jewish, was trying to hide it from his parents. Yes, that scene implies that, but later he says that she's always late for shul, which implies she attends shul, although not, well, religiously, I guess.
That's right. As the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they, told us.
Got him.
That reminds me of, we just covered the Gravity Falls finale on my podcast, which is linked in the description. And there's a moment where Seuss says, "Oh yeah, because then Wendy will find out you have a massive crush on." And Seuss realizes Wendy is standing right next to him and stares, glances for a moment, realizing what happens, and then thinks about his words carefully and then says, "You." Eucalyptus trees! Dipper just loves eucalyptus trees, dude. But yeah, he finishes saying has a massive crush on you after he realizes it's inappropriate because he can't think of anything else to say.
Eucalyptus.
Oh,
Oopsie doopsie.
oopsie doopsies!
What? What did you just say, Correcto-san?
Oh, no.
Oh, and Paul Rudd is in the film. I love the Paul Rudd. He's the standout character. He just plays the absolute jerk that Katie is dating. He plays such a terrible bratty person, and I love his performance in it because he pulls it off so well, but still comedically. And Paul Rudd is the person who, in an interview, was asked if he's a practicing Jew, and he responded, "No, I've already mastered it." Which I don't enjoy stealing other people's jokes, but I don't know how to respond to that question any other way now. That's the perfect response.
So true.
I'm not practicing. I've already mastered it.
You were just following orders?
Now, hold on, lad. I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman. Yeah. My nose has been very stuffed lately, and I can no longer growl with my mouth closed.
Oh no.
When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas?
What?
Objection!
Objection! What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? I can't believe, Jen, that we've known each other for, like, 4 years and never talked about Wet Hot once. When we were in production on an experimental film, we used to watch it, like, once a week.
Oh.
Just one simple slip of the tongue! Order! Order! Counsel! Explain what is going on here! Oop. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. I just choked on my own spit. Hang on.
Oh no. Liv.
Absolutely not! The prosecution knows nothing of this!
Slap.
Then who's behind this?
Oh, that's me.
Oh,
And who's
sorry.
behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
well,
That's classified! So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to do this murder, are you? You wouldn't! This can't be happening! Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it. Yo, translating Ouchie as pain is such a good localization move.
Yeah. But also, Ouchie itself just works here as well. It's so good.
I know. That's you.
What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities.
Alright, also, Jen, am I wrong or is Coop basically me? That's hilarious! We didn't
It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose.
Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit.
So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut.
Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here.
But how? How can we possibly?
Remember how we made progress before?
Before?
We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers! If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you, the penalty will be severe!
Please! I never expect, when I was like, heck it, I'll voice Will too, so I could be in the whole dub. I never expected it would become my favorite voice to do. But I can't even explain why it's so much fun. Other than the fact that it's an interesting accent and he's constantly shifting from whispering to screaming.
Yeah.
Please, wait. Your Excellency! I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god! I knew nothing!
And what does the defense have to say about all this?
Well, Your Excellency? No time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head.
Go in your void.
That's not a very good tactic.
Yeah, you should have consulted with Kazuma about that tactic instead of deciding on it silently.
Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witness is...
Oh, besides the prosecution.
Yeah, wouldn't it be the... waiter?
Oh, yes. Coop, yeah, Coop is basically Charlie. Okay, good. Just making sure we're clear on that. It's not the most flattering character I've ever connected with.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be... Satoru Hosonaga-san.
Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection! Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What character are you from Wet Hot American Summer?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you should probably leave this conversation for later, because we just need to get through this case.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nia likes her streams to be on topic.
If he truly were...
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity, as proven by this evidence.
Yes, this.
This?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes!
Yeah.
I'm not sure what this is supposed to prove, Counsel.
I think, Your Excellency, that what this proves is not the nature of the waiter, but the true nature of the accused.
Wait, were we supposed to examine it first? I don't think we're supposed to know yet.
Oh well. Well, let's examine it now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it should be on the other side of it. There we go.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's unexpected.
What is?
Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga.
Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point.
I love him. It's not
It's
the
so
name that's
dumb.
unexpected. It's his job title.
His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau? Inspector? What on earth?
I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here... The waiter's business card information has been updated in the court record.
In the middle of the conversation, how we're wrong. You just skip it.
A blackguard! Hey, he's using pirate slang.
What does that mean?
Like a bad person. Hold on. Let me give you let me just real quick. I know it's a pirate insult. A man who behaves in a dishonorable or contemptible way.
A bitch.
A blackguard who would stoop to presenting irrelevant evidence to incriminate an innocent man. That is the true nature of this rookie.
Wah!
like Mario getting launched off the stage.
Yeah.
Try
He's
again.
just getting blasted off the court.
Go over all the evidence we have one more time. If there's something in there that proves who this waiter really is, I'm sure of it.
No, alright then, I'll try.
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth.
I don't want it!
The truth about Satoru Hasanaga-san's real identity as proven by this evidence for real this time.
For realsies.
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything.
Sir, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that of interest.
Simon Blackwell uses the word blackguard. Awesome. I beg your pardon?
Or perhaps I should have said the fraud. He's so stupid. I love him. I'm sorry, my cat is being loud.
I'm sorry, my cat is destroying everything in sight.
Yeah, she keeps stealing my hair ties.
The other day, I told you this already. The other day, Honey brought me my Switch.
Yeah.
I have
that's
no
so
idea why.
incredible.
Honey has only brought me things twice. The first time it was because I was in a bad mood and she noticed Tums make me feel better before and didn't understand the difference between emotional distress and digestive distress.
That is so freaking cute.
I have no
I
idea
can't
why she
believe-
brought me the Switch though.
BBO games. Videos game.
Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say?
This puppy.
Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
Like, she wants you to be stimulated like a good owner would want their pet to be. Honey,
Oh, she's the best.
I'm Honey's pet? Honey has a pet person?
Yes.
But I was in a good mood that day is why I was confused about it. Because the first time I understood.
She's just bringing enrichment into a Charlie cage.
Into her pet's life. That would explain why she sits on the pillow next to me and stares at me and snuggles up against my face. The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witnesses there in the stand, Ding ding. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well...
Whom? Oh yeah, I was voicing her.
I think I remember that.
Inspector Hosonaga?
Although, given how many, well, he's in the next case. And given how many Russians are in that one...
Oh, we can totally switch, I don't really care.
Okay.
I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Oh, well...
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to a court officer at once!
Of course. Here you are. Inspector Himbo Naga.
Who is eternally dying of, consumption or whatever.
Yes, I remember now.
Or tuberculosis.
He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
Oh, he fell asleep.
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter?
The economy sucks.
Of course! Your salary! I was working undercover.
Your salary must be terrible.
Salary!
He's working the gig economy. He's also doing DoorDashes on the side.
Sheesh. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover.
Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents?
That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide.
Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court.
Of course, Your Excellency.
We have just heard new information from the two witnesses before you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware, they say been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Corrector? You're bleeding.
That's correct. Correct, Your Excellency. I am indeed bleeding. Unbelievable!
Huh. As I suspected.
Bang!
Bang!
As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out to the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman.
Fee fi fo fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. So the truth comes out.
This Bruno Mars is gay?
Does Kazuma is gay?
I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau.
Osanaga has tuberculosis. It would seem so. He seems to be okay with it. He seems to have grown comfortable with his tuberculosis. It's a part of him now.
Sheesh. It was then that I received some special orders.
At the restaurant or as a detective?
You mean to say... Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if the Englishwoman was the killer? Oh, bye, Petey. Thank you for coming by.
Peace. Petey's been following me since the beginning. Petey has been watching my content since, I think, 2014.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The dedication.
I know. I don't know what I did that was so special that Petey stuck around this long.
You're just that awesome and epic and poggers.
Well, that is the only person who stuck around this long, so maybe not.
I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman had been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question.
So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case.
It's not right!
I really like voicing this many characters, and I don't want to give any of them up. However, it does affect my stamina. I get tired quicker. So, I think we'll
probably finish soon.
Yeah, we'll finish the case, yeah.
I mean, not the case, because we still haven't even Mystery Woman, but probably gonna be the end of the chapter soon.
Yeah.
Not the chapter, but like, no.
Do you want me to go a little longer? Because I don't have anything to do until 6.
It's like half an hour until midnight, and I'm getting pretty hungry, so yeah, let's get to the, like,
chapter
save
end,
point. Yeah, chapter end of the case, and yeah.
One possibility does spring to mind.
What do you mean, Cosmo? Are you gonna be busy with your day job now for the other streams?
On weekdays? Yeah, I'll probably get home around what's midnight.
But like, you're gonna be probably editing podcasts and stuff on the weekends then?
Yeah, for a bit, sorry.
Okay.
Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly... Well, I do have to wake up at 7, which is, not when I enjoy editing, and not when we record the podcast. So I will still have time to spend with you on weekends.
And that's fine. I know we'll have time to talk, but, you know, streams.
Yep.
Well, maybe occasionally. I mean, I don't really need it to be that scheduled.
We could do
Although
it,
I know you probably don't like that.
No, I love knowing exactly when I'm gonna do what. I don't have motivation for anything unless I already know I'm going to do it. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why the only way I can edit the podcast is if I wake up saying, "Oh, it's podcast editing day." I plan it before I even go to bed.
That's fair.
And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory. It's amazing to have ADHD and PDD-NOS, because it's like, I need constant structure to stay sane, and also I'm impulsive.
Oh no.
So
give me a couple minutes, I'll be right back.
Okay.
You can keep going if you want. I already played this case.
Is a young English woman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean... When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The English woman sitting at the university's professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of UMay University's medical faculty.
What is happening here?
I love the shot of the baby from the back there.
Hi, Nia.
Hello. So I went to the kitchen to get a banana, and so I stepped on something. Yeah,
You stepped on something?
just like I told. I stepped on my hair tie that Mushka stole before.
Oh! It all comes full circle.
Yeah, you just keep randomly finding it somewhere. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation.
I don't frickin' know. Don't ask me. What do I look like? The oh. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we've now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection! But, Your Excellency, this would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga.
Yes, sir.
You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency.
At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. Nothing will get in my way. He's so freaking funny. He's like my favorite character from what I saw, from what I played before. That's why I wanted to voice him.
Okay. Ow. Well, then you can keep voicing him in the next one, and I'll be the Russian man, and you could be the Russian lady.
Okay.
Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student, Giselle Brett, to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes? Your Excellency! Woo!
Okay, I ate the banana and I got some energy, so we can keep going for a little bit longer if you're still up.
Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening.
Sorry, I keep throwing you around today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make some throat coat tea first, then.
No problem.
So, entertain the chat, I guess.
Okay! Chat party! How's everyone doing today? How's your days? I had a drawing stream before that. I'm kind of sad that almost none of my... For this one. Potassium! Chris, get the banana! Potassium! Yeah, I actually streamed Deltarune with my friend Wab on her channel. It was so fun. Quinn is definitely my favorite character. So freaking funny. I'm also really excited to potentially see Toriel and the in the next chapter of Deltarune, in the Dark World. That would be so fun. That's nice, that's nice. Yeah, I woke up pretty pooped today. And then I slept half of the day. But then I had a drawing stream, then I showered, and I felt all better. Yay! Been away in homework. Well, don't leave it until the last second, because that's gonna make you feel bad, probably. Unless you get a high feeling from that. In that case, keep doing that. I'm so happy to stream with Charlie again. Charlie has been so busy. And then the time zones as well are never on our side. So sad. Charlie's just so fun to stream with. Yeah, so when the fan I did play these games, I think 2 or 2.5 cases or so. And I really liked it, but my attention span is kind of shitty, especially when I'm playing something alone. So I just kind of dropped it, but not because I didn't like it, but just, you know, I put it down one day and then I just forgot for a year. I was so surprised when they announced this official translation. It seems to be really good too. Time zones. Broken heart emoji. Yeah, because it's been so many years since it first came out in Japan. Yeah, I was gonna say Japanese and then I said Japan and it came out wrong. Yeah, it's been so many years since it came out in Japan that a lot of the people in the fandom has like completely lost the hope for it to have an official translation. So when they announced it, I thought it was like a joke. Time zones might be hated. I like to say my below. Potassium. I really, really, really freaking want another Ace Attorney game. I like the Great Ace Attorney, but I want to see Gumshoe again, and I want to see Franziska again, and I want an Athena game where she's the main character, which is probably not gonna happen because they hate women. Yeah, I really love Athena. Athena, my beloved. She's my favorite protagonist in the Ace Attorney. She's definitely not getting what she deserves. She's such an interesting character. Like, I know Apollo is due to the second game about himself, but Athena also totally deserves a game with her as the main protagonist. I also want them to give her, like, a rival that's not Blackwell, because with Blackwell, they're friends. Like, he teases her, but they're friends. They're not really rivals. They're not standing on the same ground and probably never will. So I want them to give some mean girl rival prosecutor to Athena. That would be so cool. Oh, I don't really care about the plot threads. I'm not very smart in that regard. Like, the game is fun. I don't really read too much into stuff. I characters. But yeah, I just really enjoy Athena as a character. She's so cool. And also the whole thing with her PTSD and her what's it called, with her disability. It's just, the girl's been through so much. I think she deserves some focus for herself that's not just trauma related. Yeah, Blackwell and Athena are like Yeah, that's how I see them as well. So like when people draw the pairs of prosecutor and defense attorney, it's always Athena and Blackwell, and I'm like, but they're on the same side. Like they're literally side. Blackwell has been her assistant. Maybe even more than once, I don't quite remember. But at least once. So it's not quite comparable. Like they're a pretty unique case. It's not that I don't like Blackwell. He's a pretty swell dude. But yeah, it just there's no role to. Yeah, there's no character to fill the role of. I think. Charlie, come back. I have a finite amount of things to say to the chat. Because usually, I mean, I'm an art channel. So usually I talk about arts. And even then, I'm not always talking. Anyway, thank you for sticking around for so long. Really appreciate it. I should probably reblog the video on my socials. Boop boop be doo. All three of the main pairs are on the same side at some point. Still feel like there's a difference. Like, I think it's the scale, perhaps. Like, other pairs, they go through all of those motions to get to where they are, but, like, Blackwell was never against Athena. Like, he always loved her, and he always wanted what's best for her.
Hello, my love.
Hello! Hello!
It is I,
Welcome back!
your loving husband.
Oh, I love you, husband!
Thank you.
Mm.
Oh, you're a gem.
We are the crystal gems. We'll always save the day. Okay,
Yeah.
let's keep going. My cats are being batshit crazy insane. Bouncing off the walls.
You should get new cats. These ones are broken.
No, I like these.
These are broken now. Hey.
No, that's just
I
how
already
cats
saved.
are.
How do I just click back? Okay. Supreme Court of Judicature Defendants Antechamber 5. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb.
My heart was in my mouth the entire time.
No, I don't think so. Is that? Look at the second portrait from the left. The one right above the bandana.
What's that?
It looks like the judge from the trilogy.
Don't they all look the same, kinda?
No, this one doesn't have a beard, he just has a mustache.
Oh, true.
This one's eyebrows are tilted far up. But the one here looks like... Anyway.
True.
It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you and there. You were drenched in sweat. You're... Kazuma... Wait till you get home, buddy. Woo!
Knees weak, arms spaghetti.
Arm spaghetti. You were
Cats, can you keep it down?
You were drenched in sweat. Your eyes popping. Your knees knocking. And you were grinding your teeth.
Kazuma! This is not appropriate.
It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer.
Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom ever again.
Spoilers. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett. A student from Great Britain, is she?
That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
Kazuma ASMR Sogi.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I can see that. Let me... there you go.
Thank you. I might not be overly confident in the courtroom. My powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of.
Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that?
I'm gonna throw my cats behind the door.
You gonna throw them out?
Yeah.
Toss them in the
Goodbye,
garbage?
cats. Goodbye, you're orphans now. Goodbye, you little shits. Okay.
I love that Honey brings her pet a toy every so often.
So nice of her.
To bring her pet human a toy. Oh, the pet human. Oh, this is the Nintendo Switch. The pet human loves playing with this. This is their favorite.
That reminds me of a post from some woman talking about how her cat packs her a snack of her kibbles in her purse every morning. Like she cleans it out every day, and then in the morning she finds it again. Just like a couple of them. It's so cute.
I love having
love
a pet that wants to take care of me.
Yeah. It fills up my heart with so much good stuff. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down and picked it up...
What if Ryunosuke Naruhodo had a gun?
Ganosuke.
Gun... Rigunnosuke.
I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me looking as white as a sheet.
And I've never seen a white person before, so that was strange to me.
And he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen.
Fast thinking by the detective. He apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay.
Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area.
Did you at least score some snacks while you were in there? Just opens, the detective Osanaka opens the door and Ryunosuke is munching on a raw potato. Ganosuke Naruhodo. Oh, there you are. Well done, both of you. Oh, this guy, yes.
Yes.
Professor Mikatoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway.
What? What are you saying, Kazuma?
Huh. So that's your stats. I was afraid you'd feel that way.
Kazuma!
Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man.
To me?
Oh, no thank you.
Bye!
Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case.
Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he?
Are they gonna flash back to him saying the exact same thing?
If you don't mind me asking, Professor. Professor?
Professor?
Did you know the victim?
Every
I
puzzle...
still remember when we were in Belgium in the V and W, and I really remembered it, like I internalized it, but sometimes it slips.
It's okay. Oh yeah, I forgot that I explained that to you. But now...
I always think about it now.
Yeah. W, you make an O sound. V, you bite your lip, is what I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, it's the same.
Yeah, the West and Vest example.
Yes. Was that the example I gave?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so smart!
You're
Oh my
so
goodness,
smart.
that's so useful! I didn't remember saying that, huh? That's so good! Oh my gosh. Yes, I did. I did notice you got better at that, but that
was totally you.
I had no memory of doing that. That's amazing. As you're probably aware, John H. Wilson. I almost called him H. John Wilson because I still have Wet Hot in the brain. There's an actor named H. John Benjamin that's in it.
Oh.
Dr. John H. Wilson was a visit. He voices a can of mixed vegetables.
What?
It's a live-action movie, but H. John Benjamin voices a can of mixed vegetables in it. It's a really weird movie. Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA, and it was I who invited him.
Oh, I see.
I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that.
It's dangerous to go alone.
Oh.
Take this,
Oh, that
and
felt
he
good.
hands you his daughter.
Yeah. Oh, that felt very good. I'm having the throat coat tea now. It's finished steeping.
Nice.
Oh, my throat feels a lot better. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. I realized what the main thing that hurts my voice in voice acting is not even just doing deep voices, it's switching back and forth between high-pitched voices and deep voices.
Oh, really true, yeah.
Yeah, so I've had
really muscle work.
Yeah, I can do a deep voice for a really long time as long as I'm not, and then I can do a high-pitched voice forever.
Mm-hmm.
H. John Benjamin also voices Bob Belcher and Sterling Archer. That is correct.
Oh.
In Bob's Burgers and Archer, respectively.
Yeah.
But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Huh? Oh wait, that's you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. So if I was only voicing Mikotoba, I would do something more different from my normal voice, but trying to just not injure myself again. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight right to the last. Best of luck!
Thank you.
I keep remembering I'm gonna have insurance in 90 days and getting so excited. Oh, I'm gonna go to the doctor for every little thing, Nia. I'm gonna be like, my arm itches. Alright, let's go.
I'm happy for you and also for myself.
Yeah, right, because you'll get to share the insurance, that's right.
Yeah.
So I guess I have to work there forever, which is okay. Now then, I hope it's okay.
Yeah.
I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Who was voicing her, me or you?
You said you wanted to voice her.
Okay. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama.
Defendant Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once.
It's time. Let's get back to it, partner.
Wink.
Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. With my sword! No, wait. Then you'll actually get arrested. Before those old fossils know what's hit them.
It was the sword that hit them. Kazuma.
You're not gonna stab them, are you? But
Thank you. Really.
what for?
Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found by now.
Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend.
Coming from you, that means a lot.
Thanks. Will you join me in the void for a moment?
If I'm found guilty in this trial,
I also put honey and lemon in the throat coat.
yum, that's so good. He's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad? That's the kind of true friend he is.
Abroad, by
Oh,
the
that
way.
wasn't a question. Okay.
Abroad, by the way.
Abroad.
Yeah, like aw,
Aw.
broad.
Abroad?
Abroad.
Abroad.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
If it ever becomes a problem when I correct you, you told me that you like learning, so you don't
Oh
mind
yeah,
it.
I
But
do.
if
I
it
totally
ever,
don't mind it.
okay, just making sure.
Oh yeah, no problem. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Why the background keeps flashing?
I know.
Just makes it funnier.
The void is crumbling. We can't stay in this void much longer, Ryunosuke! We'll get through this together!
Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to. Oh, finally, we're out of the void. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial.
You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meal. Ooh. Well, now I'm hungry. Thanks, Kazuma.
Yum!
Well, I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. That typewriter is really loud. Yeah, so I was like watching this movie. Oh! The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Professor. Prosecutor Ouchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Sorry?
Aw.
Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
The police, he said.
It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Hi, Indigata.
Oh, hi, Indy. Welcome to the stream. Yay!
Do you know Indy?
I think so.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nia's husband.
Yeah, that's my husband.
My name's Charlie, with an EY. They, them.
Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the treaty breaks down and our nation founders?
Again, terribly sorry.
If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial? Anxiety over some foreign government's opinions? A bungled investigation? Missing witnesses? Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or England?
Shut up! Shut up, you jumped-up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing! Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in.
I love your pain/ouchie voice.
Well, this is just my ouchie voice. My pain voice is more like this.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You're
He
right.
once commissioned some self-indulgent stuff from Tomo. Awesome!
Yeah, I think I remember that. Definitely, I remember that username.
Oh, I've kissed Tomo on the mouth.
Good to know.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing here.
Oh yeah, My Hero Academia. I remember that.
By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering.
I did not know that. Woo. That is the British, well, the French spelling of maneuver, which is used in England. They use a different spelling in America. There's a lot of vowels there.
Yeah.
Is
They skip an O and right?
yeah. The O isn't there.
Yeah, I also
And then
have
there's an
it
E after
like
the
that.
there's an E after the V in American English.
Eh.
So this is maneuvering, and in American it is maneuvering with an
I
E.
see.
Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures.
Okay.
I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. I'm just a little boy!
I'm just a
Standing
little
here
boy and
now
it's my birthday.
In our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all.
Oh! Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror... You little rats! Thank you, Council. Charlie, have you taken voice acting gig yet? I've had some. Most recently, I was hired by Strange Aeons to voice in her Tumblr post tier rankings. Which is not a traditional, it's not an industry gig, but
I mean, she does have 1 million subscribers.
she does have 1 million subscribers. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett.
Yes. Ah! Your Excellency!
Just hit his head
Man down, man down.
really hard on the desk. Oh, can I please voice her?
Of course. Also, you know British accents, and I don't.
Also, she's gonna speak British gibberish first.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea!
Simps.
Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions take place without tea.
Is that true?
I don't fucking know. I'm counting that as my read.
So, ahem. Oh, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
That's you. Nia? Nia? Uh-oh.
Hello?
Hello! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Okay, you're lagging out a little. Hold on, I'm gonna start streaming at a lower quality to you.
Okie dokie.
Alright, it doesn't go below 720p, so I'm just gonna stream at a lower frame rate and hope that helps. Here you go.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, say your line.
Done opening. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival.
Yes, yes, we know all about you already.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true?
I don't fucking know. You're the English student! I'm the law student! You tell me! More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of.
Oh, yes, I think I did, didn't I? That was like 5 minutes ago.
And yet, your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking.
I'm sorry, I'm gay as hell. I don't really look at women.
She's wearing a swan on her head. That is not related to any sexuality to notice that. It's weird.
So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
Do you remember someone made me record British Simlish once? That was because they heard me do it on a DGS stream.
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's fine.
I remember. Wow. British Simlish. Asaturnish.
I love that the way they write British gibberish is just nonsense cursive. That's so perfect.
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but, what?
I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Alright, I'm gonna voice Hosonaga when he's doing this then.
Okay. Animal Crossing sounds.
My bonsige Pomfständigs on blinklich and brongitis and dancing.
That's so perfect. Wow. That's some hidden skill I did not have.
What? British Simlish?
Yeah. Oh, done. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a research student, currently enrolled in UMA University's medical faculty.
Oh my! What a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. I'm afraid I don't understand what you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song.
I'm trying to remember what's the British Viaboo equivalent.
Tiaboo!
Tiaboo. Yeah, that's them.
Except tea comes from China, so they would have had tea before England did.
Well,
But it's England, and they said, nope, this is our thing now. Sorry. As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough.
yes, I agree. You really obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it?
Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke.
It really rattles my snakes.
The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking a stand. Now, if it may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct?
I think on my ship, I'm walking all in the ball, a rock in the bucket, yo. I'm printing a stick blings thing. I fully knew I'm jumping star.
She says, yes. This could take some time.
So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese?
Go back where you came from, you freaking immigrants!
I want to be put harmful. I'm painting a plastic of the fruit on freshness in the street. Toss in the cricket throws in the falls in, you know.
She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately.
Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape.
I was just following special orders from the bureau.
Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over to this photographic print?
Look at this photograph!
Look at this photograph! Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime.
Most elaborate yes, since thanks from some seal in
I
water.
remember that.
Could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of this wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
I'm a front and same thing. On the chamber thrombings teaches the process of the bronze stealing.
Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight.
Just because he's an English major doesn't mean he's passing his classes.
They're just some dude.
Do you mean to say?
Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused standing right there in this courtroom shot the victim in cold blood.
Oh, he did that? Oh, he shouldn't have done that.
Oh shit.
Order! Order in the court!
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is.
Huh?
Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described.
I'll put anybody right in front of the business in the mortal body.
Witness testimony! A frightening and sorrowful sight!
I'm teasing. I've thrown him off safely to Barnsley Park.
I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor wasn't able to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak.
It's most important to get him to floating in front of alarming.
After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes.
I found a flashlight out in the morning. I'm burning a further past the people lady.
I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit.
How do you think of my my English?
It's so cool.
What's cool about it?
It's Well, it is like Simlish, like it sounds like you're saying something, but I have no idea what. Even though it sounds familiar.
Awesome. I'm glad I was able to pull that off. I mean, that's clearly what is demanded by the text. Oops.
No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Objection! Quiet, you filthy wretch! Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard!
And look at this Snow White angel.
Hi Maury, welcome to the stream. Yay!
I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe.
Ugh. The white supremacy in this court.
They're all Japanese.
I know, right? That just makes it weirder.
It is, from what I understand, a Japanese beauty standard to try to artificially make your skin paler. Or maybe not Japanese, but in some parts of Asia. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn.
Oh, but he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Pratt was not involved, so I let her go.
The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however.
Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm.
Are you kidding? She's wearing like 50 layers.
That's so true. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to.
Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. I love how we never see her eyes. That's just so cool. Even, yeah. I mean, you probably figured that she did it. Like, there's nobody else here.
Yep.
Even when...
I've also played this case before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so even when her breakdown comes, we still don't see her eyes.
Oh, I don't think I noticed that, or didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Either
yeah.
or. Don't say that!
Ah, that's ridiculous. If I only was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it.
Don't do that. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke.
But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day.
That has major. You don't even like girls, Max. I don't? Energy.
Yeah.
You're right about that. Which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart.
Why did you never finish this game?
I can't remember. I stopped joining Kay's streams when I started my own streaming schedule, I think.
Oh, yeah.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
Do you want to call it a quits?
No, let's keep going. I want to finish it. There's probably not so much left. How does she know that he wasn't able to eat?
Oh. I mean, she can speak Japanese. Well, also, I mean, she talked to him and he speaks English.
No, but like, why would he bring that up?
Because he's at a restaurant with a person, and when the waiter comes over, it'd be weird if he says, "Oh, no thanks." So there needed to be context, or it just felt like he was being rude.
Okay.
Yeah, it's considered impolite to go out to eat with friends and not order anything for some reason.
Yes. It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You verified it? Yes, immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not." That's all you did? You just asked her?
Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector.
No. Why on earth not?
The Honorable English Gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon! There was obviously no need for any further probing into that matter.
Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps?
Think what you will! But if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts.
In other words, he wants evidence.
Evidence?
I formed an phone. I ran to the pharmacy. I'm frozen in the frosting of the bond.
The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation. But she was in a hurry to give her a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave.
Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there.
Not to get out of there. I just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime. Which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course.
Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you!
Hold on, I want to look at the court record. Court record.
Whoa!
What? My personal student number is engraved on the back here. If you lose your pen, they won't accept you as a Yume student at the university. You may not come in, they say. Of course you can get a new pen made if you can just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know my student number by heart.
What a disaster.
It's not even that many numbers. It's like 3 if you don't count the zeros. I always say to myself, I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere, but then
2
I forget
if you
not
don't
to
count
forget
the
them.
zeros.
I mean, the first 3.
Yeah. 0,
Just
0,
stay the
0,
same.
9, 0, 1.
Like, yeah.
Oh, whoops. I thought I would investigate the pin, sorry.
The symbol of Yume University. Every student wears this pin with pride. It's funny, but most emblems seem to be either round or rectangular. I like the spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense. That's Phoenix's hair.
Yeah.
Spiky and doesn't make any sense, but still nice. Although it does cause problems, lots of students end up cutting their fingers on their badges. Perhaps it was the idea of one of the founders, a sharp pin for a sharp mind or something?
Male British. Alright.
Can you go back to the what's it called? Autopsy?
Yes.
Yeah, this thing. Yeah, this Yeah, I remember it had something to do with the side from which it was fired. Oh yeah, lady says that they wear the badge on their neck. Like, fingers okay, but it's probably pretty easy to prickle yourself in the jaw or something.
Yeah, like when you
Or
look
neck
down.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a very good spot.
Alright, my feet are starting to hurt.
See, you wanna call it a day?
Do you want to finish this testimony?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for coming today.
I love you, Nia. Thank you for doing this with me.
I love you, Charlie.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.